I didn't play that much more Ninja Gaiden. I played a little bit this morning. I killed the guy who was fighting the guy's dad, which is interesting because I thought that was actually like a flashback, but I guess not so much. But yeah, no, I'm not. I killed that guy, or I didn't kill him. I left. You know what happened. And now I haven't gone back to it. I got busy and I'm loving it, man. It's fucking great. But I want to play this a little bit. This is a game called... Hang on, let me move this over here. This is a game... Hello, K-Nubs. This is a game that is called Gravelord. It came out this week. I played the beta. Oh, interesting. Tatum says he played it. He didn't like it. It's Ninja Gaiden Black Knight. Well, I will play it. If you guys aren't digging this, just let me know. But I'm going to start this. I already played... I haven't played that long. I've played like, well, I'll start all over. Hey, there's Jojo D. Really? I mean, I can play Ninja Gaiden if that's what you guys want. You tell me. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'll play this for 10 minutes. And then you tell me if we want to stay on this or we want to go to Ninja Gaiden. All right? How about that? What the fuck? Why is McAfee? I don't own McAfee. I've never paid for McAfee. They're not my virus program. Why is it consistently popping up? Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. All right, we'll do a new game. Episode 1. So, there's not really... I mean, there's a little story. I don't know why it's stuttering, but it is. The game won't stutter. This is just the opening.
I'm just a simple guy from...
All right, I'm just going to fucking... I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. But the game runs smooth as... I don't know. But it runs super smooth, and it's pretty... well, you'll see. It's pretty been there, done that, but the level design... Here's the 3 things I love about it. 4 things. The controls are wonderful. It's butter. The level designs are interesting so far. I love that, at least so far, every enemy, there's no hit scan bullshit. It feels very much kind of like what they were talking about with the new Doom trailer. There's a lot of strafing and dodging projectiles like that you can see incoming, and you build that into your play. And then he's got this hat that he is wearing that you can find these collectible cards, and the cards will, depending, you can only have 3 of them in your hat brim, and they affect the gameplay. You noticed I canceled my PS Plus membership. Hello, Rob the Mod. I think my year ran out, and right now there's nothing to play. The minute they put something on it, I guess I'll go back to it. And he is the narrative is something along the lines of, he is one of a long line of gravediggers that have made a deal with death to keep the dead where they're supposed to be, and he's got kind of a magic or a satanic shovel. I don't fucking know. He has guns, but he starts just with I'm starting this totally from scratch. So
doesn't pack a punch, but aims like a champ.
Sly Cooper. I mean, I played Sly like maybe 2 years ago. And I hadn't played it in a while. I like it. It's just, you know, I have the same relationship I have with Astrobot I have with Sly Cooper, which is, it's a game before it's an adventure, right? And so it's very much about platforming and stealth, and I like games like that are more, they kind of feel like you're, you know, it's less about like, it's very much a Mark Cerny game, which is not a bad thing. Wonderfully put together, beautiful precision platforming, but it feels a little bit too much like obstacle courses to me, and less like I'm going on this cool Sly Cooper adventure. So I'm not really, it never really grabbed me basically. But I know a lot of people love those, which is staggering that I played Crash 4 and loved Crash 4, which I know was not Cerny, but... Alright. This is the very first level in the game. And I've played it 3 times now. Once for the beta, and then the other day when I was... And I always get lost in this level. Underwater sections are recurring drowning nightmares. Yeah. Oh, well, I guarantee you, I will die in these. It's not a big part of it. It's just that I don't think there's a map, and I always kind of go the wrong direction. And he doesn't really have... His breath runs out pretty quick. All right. And he starts gaining new powers in a couple of minutes, you'll see. Oh, you'll see he does. And I love the kind of horror, haunted house, Victorian vibe it's got. Scott David, you goddamn right. Well, I think my mom wanted to name me Scott.
Working in graveyards.
And my dad wanted
Everyone's
David.
dying to get in.
So he got his way. But she got the middle name. I thought I got the key. Let me know if it's too loud. With these new headphones, I mean, the sound is excellent. It is so fucking good. There we go. I mean, it's... Oh, okay, so now you get a card, right? So you can add knockback or 25% ammo. I'm not... You know, I'm going to go ahead with the ammo, I guess. Yeah, the game's a little loud. Okay, let me turn it down. Hang on. Oh yeah, it's all the way up. Tell me if this is better. If you can hear me but still hear the game. Okay. PS5, Anthony? No, this is on... Well, it might be on PS5, but I'm playing early access on on PC right now. But they don't really do early access, so my guess is maybe, but not yet. I asked Victor Lucas, games that left an emotional impact. He gave us 3 games. Oh, Jesus, Joe, I don't know. I have no idea, man. Oh, you asked him when he was on the show, right? I think he said Final Fantasy 3, which was 6, but in America it was 3. And then he said Eco, maybe? I don't remember if that's accurate. I think it is. And then I know this is it tells the story this way, with comics and stuff, but I really like it. I just love this kind of 1800s, early 1800s Sleepy Hollow horror vibe. So you talked to Vera Dark again. Well, okay. How's that going? Are you going to make an honest woman out of her, Anthony?
Sickle without hammer, comrade. What is this?
I want your games that left such a... Oh, you're asking me. Good Lord, Jojo D. I think you're drunk along with Anthony. I don't know. I'd have to think about it, Joe, and it's a good question, but I'm not really in the right headspace for it. I'm kind of doing this right now. I tried to reach out to Vera Dark, and she said she didn't. She said thanks, but no thanks. Beyond Citadel, everyone, including you guys, have been recommending, and so it is on my list, but I haven't tried it. Cruel... I want to say I did play a demo of Cruel. I'm not entirely sure. But I should look that up as well to make sure I have. But I did play... I think I did play that demo at some point. But see, see the weapons now? I like it because you really can, and I know there's nothing innovative about it. I think that's what I would say about this game. It just gets all the fundamentals right. It feels like it really takes care of you as a player. And so when you do things like that, when you see enemies and they shoot at you, it doesn't, and I know it's well, yeah, why is that special? It's special because a lot of games don't seem to care. They'll take damage on you and it's it's close enough. You know, this seems a lot more precision in its design, which I think is just the best. I love it when a shooter does that. So it feels, you know, it feels really good. Oh, shotgun. I'm so fucked because I'm underwater.
Hello to Molly.
And I hate being underwater in this fucking game. Hang on, I'll get right back to you guys in the chat, but do you know what? By the way, I have to tell you something really quickly. So there's this Martin Scorsese movie that him and DiCaprio have been trying to get made called Devil in the White City. And it was up and down, and finally they said, it's done, it's never going to happen. And then apparently the other day, it looks like it's going to get made, and I was like, whatever, I don't care. But then I found out, you know what that book's about? And the movie's going to be about is the murder hotel of H.H. Holmes. I don't know, but I assume DiCaprio's playing Holmes, which is like one of the very first American serial killers. And what's the game? The Dark Pictures anthology from Supermassive made a game called Devil Inside or whatever. And boy, I'll tell you, that's pretty good. That was a good game. I finished that game. You guys know I rarely finish games, so I stole my brain right now. I don't know why. Mutant Mo says very light noises and not enough going on the screen when you get hit. Oh, you mean Wizodom is horrible with telegraphing. Yeah, I mean it's a big part of those, like I said, the fundamentals of it. And it's crazy. A lot of games just kind of go, oh well, fuck you. And a lot of gamers accept it. You know what? I get so much shit from gamers because I don't accept Bush League execution of games. And so many gamers, and I'm not trying to like give myself a compliment, but I will, but maybe not because I'm in the minority and they get mad at me, but they just seem willing to put up with it. Like, I don't know where this mentality came from a lot of these people, where it's just like, it's fine, Jaffe, you just complain too much. I'm like, no, I don't. I want it to be good. Why is that complaining? That's just demanding to be satisfied as a customer. Hey, back off, you fucker. Yeah, I told him. Did you guys tell him what I told? I told the rats, I said, I was like, you back off. Because you have to stand up for yourself. You do. Oh, Rob, Ninja Gaiden Black is excellent. Fucking excellent. Where's that guy coming from? Little Devil Inside is still a thing. Yeah, it's not. Well, the game was called that, I think, but the movie's called Devil in the White City, I think. Joe, there's so many games coming out in the next 2 months. There's, if you're interested in Avowed, if you're interested in Assassin's Creed, if you're interested in, there's tons of shit coming in February. And this coming week is Eternal Strands, which is pretty fucking good too. And that's on Game Pass, by the way. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Where is this guy? How much do I need to donate for you to watch the trailer? How about watch the trailer and the review of the Presence movie? The movie is called The Presence. Is it a horror movie? Oh, okay, there. I didn't even see that guy. Thank you, Awesome Tatum. I appreciate that. Yeah. And you know, we play tested the fuck out of that game to get the onboarding right. I love hearing, like I said numerous times this week, that Avowed apparently is feeling the pressure because of Game Pass to onboard really well. So, the horror movie is called The Presence, and you want to donate for me to watch the trailer in the review? What the fuck is a trailer in the review? I don't understand. You need to reword that. Because it sounds, Alex, like you want me to go to a live theater, go to a IRL theater, and in the theater, there's a trailer of a review. You want me on stream to watch the trailer of the movie, and then whose review do you want me to watch? Okay. Jaffe, you fuck, focus. Alright, come on. I have a shotgun. I know, Alex, but what review? There's probably 1,000 reviews. Which one are you talking about? Oh, hang on. Okay, armor. I don't understand the word mitigation as it relates to this. Maybe it just means your armor. Jibbing enemies slows and deals damage. Let's go with armor. Alex has behaved for a while after you yelled field. I usually... Oh my god, Alex, all I need you to... Okay. Alex, listen to me. If you're asking me, will I watch the trailer for The Presence, and will I watch an under 5-minute review that you send me, and how much I will charge you, yeah, you want to send me $20, I'll do it on the stream. But otherwise, no. But sure. Jaffe, get some health. I'd love to get some health. One of the problems is with saving like this. Hang on. I just gotta pay attention. Give me a minute. Yo, okay, well, send me $20 and I'll do it. But see, like that little exchange there, I know it's, like I said, it's nothing revolutionary or anything. I just like the fact that I can actually survive and do well by actually being able to read the bullets. And a lot of games I've played lately in first person just don't give me that. I have not seen Nosferatu yet. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's on digital already, or it comes out next week. Not digital, streaming. I mean, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with what you just wrote, K-Nubs. Every game should have a rewind feature. I also think every game should have a just time feature. Like I've said many times, the challenge for me becomes... I know it's a shotgun, but I don't think it actually works like a shotgun. The challenge for me becomes, on one hand, I want the designer and the team to be able to sort of set the game and what they think the game is. And the minute you give the player all that control, it becomes something else. It's like, imagine that on Elden Ring. And at the same time, I don't know. It's very... I don't know how to feel about when it... I don't know how to feel about things like that when it comes to accessibility for difficulty. Because as a guy who's older, but who has been gaming forever, I do hate the fact that I miss out on things because they're too difficult, because my reflexes are slower or whatever. But at the same time, one could say, well, you know, that's like saying sucks to be you that you can't ski the Black Diamond Hill, but you got to get good. And I guess it depends on the game. You know, but K-Nubs, I hear you on Elden Ring. I mean, Elden Ring I love, but I love Elden Ring because it does give you, in essence, a rewind mode or an easy mode. And it's not about getting good with reflexes. It's simply about figuring out what you need to do for your character to make him or her survivable. And in that is, you know, that's mental gameplay that is like a puzzle. And I like that, and I would hate to lose that just because they wanted to make it easier. But I also totally... it's not nice to me. I also totally get it. So I don't know. It's a tough one. 'Tis but a conundrum. All right, here we go. Come on, rats. I don't know. I may have saved in the wrong place. Jaffe, you fuck. I'm not really showing you guys the game at its best. I'm not doing a very good job as someone getting paid to play this game. Wink. I'm not. Are you kidding? Nobody pays me to play their games. I also want to see Heretic. I really want to see that movie. Is there any fucking health? K-Nubs, yeah. Like, well, you can farm ruins or find items. Yeah, 100%. Oh, Coolius, it wasn't great. Okay, I had heard it was really awesome, but okay. I mean, that's not the only way to get good, but it's a big way. Oh, my God. Fuckers. I did this the other night. I found a little hidey hole right here, but I probably didn't have 5 health. Why would you want the same experience? Why don't you just smoke instead? God damn it, Jaffe. Okay. I mean, really? I'm deeper in this game than this. This is horseshit, man. Utter fucking horseshit. On beat-em-up games, we had Karate Kid Publisher, Power Rangers, and the upcoming G.I. Joe. I like beat-em-up games, yeah. What is beat-em-up games? I mean, I know what the... I know what the genre is, but what is it a show on YouTube or something? Shut up, Alex. Why would you want me to answer that stupid question? I don't. I mean, I don't recommend people become priest. Frankly, if you ask me, I don't recommend, I did make it past Genshin. That's the guy who's fighting his dad. I mean, I didn't kill him, but I got to the end of that boss, if that's what you mean, yeah. In fact, I would argue that people who want to go into religion smoke weed before they make a final decision, is what I would say, honestly. I was watching this show that I think it was Ricardo recommended called The Great, and Rasputin's in there. And Rasputin was... the way he communed with God is he went out in the woods and he took magic mushrooms, and he was convinced that that was the Lord speaking to him. So, but yeah, I think you absolutely... I think all priests and all religious people absolutely need to have... I'm not saying they need to become drug addicts, but I think they absolutely need to experiment with, psychotropic substances and alter states of consciousness. I think it's crucial. But, it's been so... Hello, Necro. I'm doing great. How are you? It's been so, villainized that... it's kind of hard to tell someone to do. I want to go into religion... hang on. I want to go into religion in there was a secret society of knights, and then oh, that'd be cool. So that's what I would say, Alex. Because, I mean, seriously, I not that I'm religious at all. I don't believe in religion. But can you imagine going to a rabbi, a priest, or a whatever, and trying to, tell them about your life and your problems? And some of them, depending on what religion, they haven't had sex. They don't partake in sort of things like alcohol and pot and mushrooms at least once or twice to have a frame of reference. I'm like, the fuck do you know about my life? Oh, well, I read a lot of the religious texts. Shut up. That's my response, though. It's not everybody's response, and I guess it's fine. Whatever, I don't know.
What I expect, working in graveyards. Everyone's dying to get in.
The dialogue is intentionally cheesy, but if you don't know it's intentional, it's just embarrassing. I'm not lost at all. Like in my life or in the game? I mean, in my life, I'm as lost as I've always been, which is totally lost, which I think is the point. Oh, there's a statue there. But that's how you do it. They've conned so many... Yeah, no, I know. Well, yeah, Kevin, I answered on my comments. That was earlier. Today, I didn't stream that, though. I understand the value of religion to people. I'd like to think that we've moved past it and we can replace it. Like, wouldn't it be great if there was something that gave people the value that religion gives them, but it didn't also come with all of the narrative aspects that are like, wait, what? But I agree with you about the communal stuff and the sense of safety and the sense of belonging. Yeah, 100%. Attacks ignite enemies. I'll go with that. But yeah, I don't think we're meant... I don't fucking... What do I know? The point is, I don't feel lost in my life in a sense of life is bad, but I'm like, you never fucking... I don't think we have free will anyway, so I'm just kind of here for the ride, really.
Sickle without hammer, comrade. What is this?
Kevin, me too. Is it like, unless something happens tomorrow, like crazy, is it kind of a foregone conclusion that it's like the Chiefs and what's that other team? Not the Eagles. They're in Washington. Is that kind of the Super Bowl? Is what it's looking like again? Not again, but again with the Chiefs. I just want to watch, Taylor Swift. That's all I care about. Commanders. What the fuck kind of team is that? I've never even heard of that team. It's like, what the fuck are the Commanders? Is it supposed to be raining? I was driving my kid somewhere today, and it was sprinkling, but it hasn't really kept up. Okay, I see. Wait, so the Chiefs are playing tomorrow, and if they win, which I'm assuming people are assuming they will, they're going on to fight the Commanders, is what it's kind of, not fight, but you know what I mean, to play them. Is kind of what it's looking like. Or that's what's predicted anyway. Thought I had the blue key. Oh, I see. Right, but I assume the Commanders are favored to beat the Eagles, right? I mean, Don Henley's really old. He's good, but he's old. Alex, that's a great story. I love that. I love hearing deathbed confessions and stuff. That shit is amazing. Amazing. Wait, the Commanders used to be called something else? Oh, well, maybe that's why I'm like, who the fuck are the Commanders? So please answer that. Who the fuck are the Commanders?
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh, they're the Redskins. Okay, okay. Am I afraid of death? I mean, there's no way to answer that. I'll let you know right before it happens. Let's put it this way. Not like I used to be. I used to be, now that I've had my kids and they've been raised and, there's still challenges and things I want to achieve. And I have no desire to go anywhere for a very long time. But if I were, I'd go, okay, I did good. I did well. I had a great adventure. I feel like I get it. I know what that was. But, will I be scared of it when it comes? I don't know. I'd like to think, nah, but I don't think you can answer that question. There's just no way to know. But I hope not. Why? No, Alex. Why do they see those entities? I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. What they're actually seeing and what can be verified and validated, I don't know. But as I've said, think about it this way. Let's assume for a moment that there is a God that has said, hey, you want to die and not see those entities? Here's a list of shit I want you to do. I'm not doing that. Sounds terrible. No, thank you. I'd be like, all right, well, at least I lived on my terms, Well, I get it as a dad, and when I was younger, when my kids were young and they were totally dependent, that was a very different thing. I totally get that. I totally get that. I honestly think there is something, and if there's not, what do I care? I'm not going to care, but I do think there is something in my bones, you know? I think there's something after this. It's hard to believe that we didn't choose this adventure, and we're not kind of, you know... Okay, wait a minute. So I need the tall ladder. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. It's hard to stream and map. I think this is some sort of a game, and it's a simulation, and I just have a gut feeling that when we're done, we'll remove something akin of a... We'll step out of it and go, oh, yeah, that was awesome. Like, you know, we paid for that shit. I bought a bag of cheddar popcorn. Do you find yourself old because McDonald's combo? Not really, Joe. I don't buy combos though. So, but that's just because I don't like hamburgers. Although McDonald's, Joe, is giving away Pokemon Happy Meals right now. So if you play Pokemon, the card game, which I don't, but I kind of want to try it. Where am I going? I'm not paying any fucking attention to anything. What am I doing?
Rest in paces.
Okay, what am I doing? Oh, I get it. I thought I had been here before because I had, but not in this game. And I'm like, I've already been here. Alana's supposed to come on. We're going to talk first of February. Hopefully she's still interested in that. And now that Tech Protect is working with me, if you guys want more interviews... I can do that. A lot of it was I just never had the time to set them up. Okay, hang on. Non-explosive... I'm not a believer, but reincarnation makes some sense. Kinda. I think reincarnation makes sense at a level of like the elements that make us up go on to make other things. I don't necessarily think that they just get reconfigured into other people, but I don't, you know, this whole fucking experience is a fucking mind trip fuck. So who the fuck knows, man? Okay, no more saving until I get back to high health. By the way, if you're watching and going, dude, why are you using a shotgun so far away? I get it. But like a lot of old school shooters, it doesn't seem to really take into account spread. I don't think so anyway. So I can hit more people with more power from a lot farther than like, you know, a shotgun in Call of Duty or something. So that's why. I'll talk with Gersman whenever he wants, but again, Gersman's one of those guys that I just get the sense all those Giant Bomb guys, Johnny Utah, never, other than Ryan Davis, who I got along with and thought he was great. You know, I always got the sense him and what was the other guy, Patrick Klepek and Grubb, I just got the sense that they never, you know, never were really big fans. And so, you know, we haven't really met and talked. And so, but, you know, if it turned out that wasn't the case, sure, why not? But that's really who you want for an interview. If I was going to get an interview, I'll tell you what, let me, and also, you know, the people I interview, they got to be interesting to me. Like, I'm not interested in just bringing somebody on because they made a video game. I want to bring, and that's could be why. But, and I want to have, and it sounds like she's up for it. I'd like to have Alyssa back to actually get into games now, because so much of what we spent time talking about was, you know, the controversy that surrounds her. But now that that's kind of all dealt with in terms of conversation, I'd love to have her back on and just chat video games and what she's playing and what she thinks of journalism and her experiences at Kotaku and all that shit. I think that would be great.
Rats. I'm an undertaker.
All right, let's do a test. Let's see a test. 1, 2. Okay, that took 3 because I hit him before. Now let's do the shotgun. 1, 2. That took 2. So yeah, even at that distance, it seems the shotgun's the better choice. There's way too much controversy around women in games, even if they say something you disagree with. Yeah, I do understand it though. And honestly, I was, I really enjoyed that part of our chat yesterday where we were talking about, because it's so easy to vilify everybody that you disagree with. And I really enjoyed the part of the chat where we were talking about sort of the incel community. And when you really think about it, if you don't shame them for a moment and you really just sort of think about what that is, it makes all the sense in the world, even if they may or may, I don't know how much they understand, not because they're dumb, but because maybe they just haven't thought about it. But, I'm from a generation that, women were well past where they needed a man, but they still, it was still ingrained in the culture that you need to get married. And I think now, there's a lot of, that's a lot less. A woman doesn't need a man for any reason other than she just wants to be with the guy. And she wants to raise a family with the guy. There's no other reason. She can get her own job. She can own a house, buy a house, all that stuff. And so it makes all the sense in the world that the quality of men, it's gonna be harder if you don't have something to offer. I just think that's, it's just common, supply and demand. But I also think that, and maybe what that means is, okay, as we've evolved mentally in more of a fair thing for women, maybe evolution says, okay, well, you guys are now, because of that, you're no longer the fittest to survive, and you won't carry on. You won't have sex. You won't make babies, and that sucks. And of course you're upset, and of course you're mad at women. Or maybe it is, a reassessment of marriage that's needed, or a reassessment of legal, and safe and not shamed prostitute or sex work that's needed. But it isn't as simple, and I do appreciate we were able to get into that part of the conversation, that it's not as simple as just, haha, you incel fuck living in a basement. It's easy to kind of make it into a caricature, but if you really care, in my opinion, about why these guys are so angry, what the fuck? It's important to understand why they're so mad, man. Jaffe, the problem is that there's no arranged marriage. That's not the problem. That's wonderful. Tim Kaine, I'd love to talk to Tim Kaine. Are you kidding me? I think procreation should just be like Secret Santa. No. There you go. Yeah, thanks, Judge. I remember the hooded Russian guy. Thank you, buddy. But it's all just a horrible cocktail, because then you throw in all the capitalism and shit, and all these people show up to tell, like Alyssa was saying, all these young men who were angry which I get why a lot of them are angry. Exactly what they want to hear, but they're not telling them what they want to hear or what they need to hear, which is what maybe a therapist would do or a friend would do or a mentor would do. They're telling them what they want to hear in order to make themselves money, and it perpetuates it because they don't give a shit. And it also starts to make sense that, I don't know, it's just crazy to me how so much of the world is starting to line up with that line. And I read the book and I loved the book. I know a lot of people think it's terribly written. It might be, but I read Ready Player One and then I saw the movie, and I remember the line from the movie where Wade Watts, I think his name was, the protagonist. He's like, I just, everybody just sits around in VR all day because where else is there to go? Because basically the world is such a shithole. And it starts to make sense why. I mean, maybe the reason we're here now is the simulation we escaped into was to escape from that. And maybe we're like, fine, all you rich people, like the Matrix, you can have us as batteries, but we're going here. But inevitably, if you're in a simulation, you're going to make another simulation when you fuck up that one. And so maybe that's what we're starting to see with video games. I don't know, but it really is interesting. And I'm glad that her and I were able to get into that conversation. I don't know, Movie Maniac. I certainly think one of the books, I can't say that. I can tell you a book that changed my life. Hang on, let me deal with this room first. A book that changed my life was written by I guess it's a secular means religious or non-secular. I always get those mixed up, but a non-religious Buddhist. So it's called Shambhala, and she wrote a book called When Things Fall Apart, which is not the same as Things Fall Apart. And it really was about her journey to discovering non-religious Buddhism and meditation. And I read it in my 20s, and it was the first time I'd ever really encountered the philosophical part of Buddhism. And meditation and impermanence and all of these things, and it absolutely made me unclench and made me go, oh my God, dude, step out of the experience. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I tell my kids this a lot. I don't know if they've quite gotten it yet. For me, I got it through meditation. Maybe other people might get it through drugs, or I have no idea. But for me, it was the recognition of this is all. I'm not trying to romanticize it when I say this is all artifice, but even if there is nothing mystical about it, this is all just perception, and we are this thing above it, and we're having this experience, and we can watch ourselves have it. And the minute you have that shift in perspective, it's always available to you if you just know how to get there, if you know how to kind of chill and find it. And everything, for the most part, you're able to kind of go, okay, it's really not that important, and you can get out of your head. So I'd say that's the most important book I've ever read. For me, that affected me, is what I would say. The book, yeah, When Things Fall Apart by Pema, P-M-A-E, Shodron. It's not the same principle as praying. Okay, I'll tell you what, Alex.
Never saw it coming.
Yeah, green eggs and ham. Here's what I would say. Give me a definition of praying, and I'm almost certain it's not the same thing, but I can't say that really until you tell me what your definition of praying is, all right? So share that. Okay. wish or hope strongly for a particular outcome, yeah, that has nothing to do with meditation. Meditation can be used in a lot of ways semantically, but when I'm talking about it or sitting in meditation, it is, especially as it relates to Shambhala meditation, it is about training the mind to recognize your thoughts and see yourself thinking and be the isness, not literally, but metaphorically, above the experience you're having. And the more you do it, it is very much like a muscle, and I don't do it near enough, but the more you do it, the more you start to recognize that your mind is constantly chattering, and there's constant inner dialogue happening from some people don't have an inner mind, but people who do, and it's constantly coloring the way you view your experience. And when you build the muscle up enough that you can kind of float above that, and you can recognize for yourself, David Jaffe, for example, is not the David Jaffe I think about, and I'm talking, there's a piece that sits above that is me having this experience. That is very, very different than what you defined. What you defined is great if you believe in it, but this is not a thing of faith. There's no religion involved in it. If you don't want it to be, there's nothing spiritual about it, at least unless you think, there's nothing, you can attribute spiritual aspects to it if you want, and I don't know if those are real or not, but you certainly don't need to do those things in order for it to work. When you meditate, you open your third eye. See, I don't even know if that's true, and get closer or open to the universe, and you may wish positive. Okay, I mean, when the fact that you're even wishing positive thoughts, you can dedicate a session of the kind of meditation I'm saying. Like, I'll give you an example. You can do what they call love and kindness meditation, and that meditation is one where it's really about, how do I put this? And again, I'm not some expert on this. I'm not, I'm just telling you what I read, and you asked about the book, and it was in the book. There was only one time I did this where I cried when I was meditating, and it wasn't like bawling, but I just recognized that I was tearing up and tears were coming. And it was because I was able to, at least my perception of it was, what was happening is I was so out of the experience of being me, and I just was with that sense of isness and oneness, that you could recognize in that how painful and sad a lot of life can be, and you feel just this overwhelming sense of sadness, but also this overwhelming sense of togetherness and this sense of connectedness, I guess. And that was exactly, Kevin, and that was not a conscious thing I was praying for. That happened because I left the sense of self, of me, of David Jaffe, more than I ever had done in a meditation session before. And in that, there was both sadness and peace. So, but I don't know, your mileage will vary. I don't have to tell you. Have I heard of the path? I have not. I don't mind going outside. Everything I have here is better. That's not true, better. But, like I might go out, we might go for a walk tonight, but I don't know. I'll tell you what, though, it certainly helps you take things less serious. It doesn't mean that your life is a joke, but it definitely, I joke a lot about apathy being a superpower, but a less crass way to put it is that I've heard used, and I think I mentioned this to Alyssa yesterday about capitalism, but a less crass way to put it is to be in the system but not of the system. So it's not that you don't care about things, but you have an awareness that your existence is not predicated, or your joy is not predicated on a bunch of external factors going your way or not, is what I would say. But who the fuck knows, man? I don't know. I'm a squirrel trying to get a nut. Ha ha ha. I don't know. Shut up. Is that right, Joe? That makes sense? I'm not exiting the Matrix. I'm just accepting that I'm in the Matrix and I can enjoy the pleasures of the Matrix, but it's all just, I think, artifice. I'm loving the removal of depression and anxiety. All it took was getting sober. Well, that's a very different thing, but that's wonderful. All right, where did that cart go? I'm kind of not paying attention. Really, Jaffe? We didn't notice. Hey, back off, man. Oh, Warp Die, I'm with you. The challenge about the... I mean, look. I mean, I want to tell you something, okay? Forget... And again, I don't like these people, and I'm sure even saying something like this, if they catch a comment like this, they'll use it. Use it, I don't care. But the fact that, you know, we did that show yesterday, and I'm not one of these guys that's like, you used my content to make your... I don't care. I do it. It's fine. It's the world in which we live. But we did that show, and for my little show, we got good numbers, right? And then I saw that hypnotic guy basically take my show and do nothing other than play it, a 4-hour effort of doing the interview and researching and Alyssa spending her time. And his show, he had like 8,000 people watching that fucking thing. And I'm like, and that's fine. Give the people what they want. I'm a capitalist, I'm a reluctant capitalist, and I think there's problems with capitalism. And he built a better mousetrap than I did, because a lot more people would rather watch him tear my shit down than me build it up. And that's his right. But it definitely makes you kind of go, I'm tired of the negativity too, is my point. But at the same time, you can't argue with success. That's what people want, you know? Yeah, I loved having King on. King was a hell of a lot more... Oh, I got to upgrade. King was a lot more calm and interested in finding... maybe he didn't really necessarily... I don't know if... I don't want to say his motivation was finding a meeting of the minds, but he definitely seemed more interested in being kind. And I credit him for that. I was just at the end of that thing. I was just like, you know what? Not to King, but to the other somebody. And I don't have any issues with the other guys, but I was just like, dude, go fuck yourself. Not King, but those other guys I was talking to, because they were just making shit up. Jojo D said what? I don't know. Tell me what he said. Alex, type it or copy paste it, and I'll answer it. I wasn't there live, but I did watch. Oh, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Alex says you have a question, though. But thanks, buddy. Why were you pulling your hair out listening to it? Those types are incapable of creating engaging original content. They have nothing if other people didn't do it. Yeah, it's. I get you, and I agree. The challenge of it is, though, that... And that's why I do play games. That's not the only reason. I play games and talk about games because I love doing it. But I also like to make sure I have to balance it. And I know some people really hate it when I get into some of the drama stuff. But, you know, I need the views sometimes. You know, I need to build the channel. And trust me, Tony and I, or Tech and I, we're always trying to build it and make it a channel and make it something people like. But end of the day... You know, if people show up and say, well, we like that you like making pizza, but your hamburgers are why we're here. Every now and then I got to make the hamburgers, man. And hopefully along the way we'll pick up enough of an audience that likes the pizza too. But we'll find out. Oh, the debate you didn't like? I mean, I didn't have any problem with... I didn't have any problem with them as humans on that debate, but I will say that, you know, I mean, they just weren't, not as humans. They were both clearly very educated about all kinds of things, but on the subject they were debating, they didn't really have a pot to piss in. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but there's a point where you can't ask me to have a respectful dialogue with people who don't know what they're talking about, and then act like I'm the bad guy for going, dude, am I Todd Howard? Am I Phil Spencer? Am I somebody who's relevant in today's game creation market? No, I am not. And if you had Shu or Sean Layden or Jim Ryan on, and I was telling him about the business, but I haven't been in the Sony business for 9 years, 8 years, whatever it was, then I would say, oh yeah, I have to defer to their experience, or at least I have to be aware that they have experience. But, you know, these guys were talking to me like I was some kind of, not, I don't mean like I needed them to treat me with respect. I don't mean that. But they were talking to me like I had as much knowledge, and King had as much knowledge as just some dude on Reddit that, you know, started playing video games 8 years ago or something. And I'm like, okay, well, this is stupid. Joe says, I believe in a God, but I don't know what he is. Maybe existence. It's my lifelong question. Again, that's not a question. I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you for sharing. But what question, Alex, are you asking me to answer? But, I mean, it's a good thing to think about, for sure. Yeah, Sessler's always good to have on, but again, I mean, he doesn't really seem to be interested in being in that space anymore. I respect that. Yeah, what do we got? Kevin, I can't imagine it won't be on Game Pass eventually. Oh, no, that was wrong. That was a mistake. Don't do that. Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing about the word woke, yeah, insane. It's like they don't really care. Like, if you came to me, because part of that debate was about, why, the industry is not failing. A version of the industry is failing. And if Jim Ryan showed up and said, well, Jaffe, let me give you my thoughts as somebody who has been very active in dealing with trying to pivot aspects of a company to go from live, from more traditional games to live service, I would listen to what he says. And if I say, but Jim, this, that, and the other, and he says, actually, no, you're wrong. This is what you think is happening, but this is what's actually happening. Unless part of the debate was, but Jim, you're a liar and I can prove it, it seems pretty disingenuous to show up and tell Jim Ryan, no, you're just wrong. And you have to respect my view as much as no, I don't, because your view's not based on anything. Or only on sort of hearsay, and mine's based on experience, and King's was based on experience. So there's a point where you just kind of, but nobody cares, right? Nobody really fucking cares for the most part. They just want their side to win, which is fine. And I came on that show kind of knowing I was getting into something like that. And, there used to be an NPR show, they may still be doing it, where it was an actual proper debate, and they did it in front of a live audience. And the people in the audience had like an app or something that they could vote on who won the debate. But to do that on the internet is pointless. It's kind of like the joystick awards or the real game awards, right? It's like, okay, it's really about how many of your people you were able to sort of get into the conversation. Okay. $1 a vote. Even then, though, then you're basically saying the winner is about who can afford to express their take more. It really, I mean, well, I think what they'll say, and it is part of the problem, Kevin, about honoring the word. I mean, what they'll say is, but the meaning of the word has changed. And they're not wrong. It's like feminism, right? When I say I'm a feminist, people get all upset sometimes. And they're like, Jaffe, you're talking about you're a feminist. You're not a third wave feminist. And I'm like, okay, guys, it's the Tower of Babel, but we're all speaking English. It's like we need to share a common, if we're going to have a conversation, we need to understand what the terms mean. But again, it's not really for a lot of people, not everyone, in my opinion, about having a real conversation. It's about basically, showing up and being there for your team and feeling like, yeah, the streamer I like, I got his back. I said something I know that he would like, and I'm on team whatever these guys are. And if I ever found out any people who watch my shit and like my shit were doing that, I hope they would make it clear they weren't doing it on my behalf, because I would never want people to do that unless they genuinely felt, Hey, 1-2 cents. Welcome, champ. Everybody, welcome. 1-2 cents. He's got 2 cents, buddy. Only has one. Wink. I wore myself out writing that song. Oh, cool, 1-2 cents. I didn't change my mind because honestly, I had a sense of who she was based on her internet personality, but I'd never talked to her, never met her, and I was very surprised to find myself going, she's really cool. I did not expect that at all. I expected a caricature, and that's not what we got. Wait, you're curious about what I think about Herman Holtz being fired? He wasn't fired. Are you saying if he were to be fired, what I would think? Look, I don't think any of this is the other thing, and it's fun to backseat drive. It's fun to morning quarterback on this stuff. That's what it means to be a fan. But I think I know it's also important to recognize that we don't really have all the data, right? And even though we like to feel like we do, we simply don't, right? So we don't know where, it sounds gross, but we don't know where Jim Ryan ends and Herman Holtz begins in terms of decisions made. So Herman could have inherited a bunch of shit that he never agreed with. Or it could be that Concord was his baby, or it could have been Connie Booth's baby. And I love Connie, and I think Connie has earned a $400 million mistake. She's probably earned several of them. And maybe that's why she was ushered out. I don't know. And you certainly don't know. I know a little bit more because I can pick up the phone and call a number of these people we're talking about. Not all of them. I don't know Herman at all. But same thing with like Alana, with people coming at me and going, but she said she was a writer. And somebody wrote me on the comments today and said, well, Alana said she was working as a writer at Sony Santa Monica, and she was wearing a God of War Ragnarok hoodie when she said it. Like, that's some kind of, like, smoking gun. I'm like, bitch, I used to wear the Cliffhanger t-shirt when I worked at Sony, or I wore the Hook t-shirt, or I wore the t-shirt for Ground Zero Texas because we got them for free. I didn't work on that game. And I don't even know if she said she was a junior writer on the game. She said she was a junior writer. But even that, though, the fact that these people feel that they are owed some kind of dated, like she's the president. You know, the president has a schedule every single day that the press in the world knows where he is. And sometimes it'll be like, hey, he's off schedule. You don't get to know where he is. But she's not the fucking president. And so even if she had, let me paint you a scenario that even if she had said the month she started, I'm a writer. Let me walk you through what would be likely in that case. I'm Alana now. Hello. I don't know how to do her voice. I'm a writer now, and I'm writing on God of War as a junior, Ragnarok or whatever. Let's say whatever they were calling it. I don't think they gave the name, but I'm writing on the new God of War. Let's just say she said that, which I'm almost certain she didn't. And then she's not in the credits, but she still worked there for 4 years. What's more likely? That she was lying, or two options. She was a writer on God of War Ragnarok. She was rubbish, but they liked her at other things and they moved her on, and she's not going to sit there and say, hey, newsflash, I'm terrible. This is not what happened, by the way, but I'm not going to go into the details because it would be embarrassing for me and hurt my reputation. I didn't gel with the creative team. Me and Eric Williams didn't like each other. It's not my place to say. But the more likely thing would be that she said, oh, right. She said, hello, Governor. The more likely thing would be if she even said she was on God of War, which I don't think she did. She starts on God of War. She's there for a month, 6 weeks, 2 months, whatever. And then Corey, I'm assuming Corey, I don't know anything about this, but I'm assuming Corey's still making his game with Sony Santa Monica. Corey and her, or whoever the lead writer on Corey's game is, started to recognize, you know what? Alana's sensibilities, now that we've worked with her for a few months, she's more in the vibe of what Corey's working on. The Ragnarok team has this thing that's not really Alana, but Corey's thing totally vibes. But what is she going to do? Go, hello, guys, I've moved over to Corey's game. Oh, what? Corey's making a game? Suddenly all the headlines. Corey Barlog's new game in development. None of that's been announced. What do you think is more likely? The two scenarios I've painted, or these fucking assholes online going, she's the liar. She doesn't owe them anything, and it's staggering to me that they think she does. And you know it's rooted in sexism. I don't care what they say. I've made a sexist statement this month. I own it. It was a sexist statement. I don't care. I still stand by it. But they're not even owning their take, which is like, how many other people have claimed to do something on a game and then they didn't, and they've given this much of a shit about? None. It's because she's an attractive woman in an industry doing a job they think they want and they think they could do better, and they're probably not really engaged. And again, I'm not mocking incels. I'm not. I understand their plight, but they're probably not really engaged with women in their real life, and there's a lot of resentment towards women, especially attractive women working in a business that they covet. That's probably what's going on. But, you know, there we go, boys. Hey! Shit. Hello, Tech Protect. Stupid room.
If I'm honest, I've had more heat from a curry.
Okay. Goddamn right I'm taking that. Oh, I'm with you, Darth Nugget. It's ridiculous. The biggest part of the story to me is how entitled it, like how poorly it reflects on the people that we're talking about. That they actually think they have an entitlement to this woman or this person, but her being a woman is germane to this. You know, it's like, what? She doesn't owe you any information, motherfucker.
Now we're talking.
I'm not talking about Vera Dart, no. Look, Tech Protect. Anthony says that he spoke with Vera Dark and she said she'd be good if I came on her show or she came on mine and we discussed things. I already offered her that 2 days after my sexist comment. If she wants to do it, great. But I got the sense she didn't, and that's fine. So, I'll defer that to Anthony. I've gone to Tech Protect. I've told Tech Protect, I'm like, look, I'm not the guy to be deciding on have we pushed the drama valve too much. I've seen parts of the Phil Spencer interview, Alex. I haven't watched the whole thing. I look forward to next Friday, says one. Tech Protect has been awesome through it all. I got to jump off. Oh, wait. 1-2 cents is, who are you? You're on, you're with, you're not Richard, of course. You're on that show. Is it Jay? You're Jay on that show, or you're like their producer? I was in y'all's server yesterday, but I had to get out of it because I didn't know how to mute it. And I was doing the interview and it was constantly pinging because you guys were talking. So, okay, you're the producer there. Okay, cool. Well, nice to meet you. Thank you for being part of our show. And I'm looking forward to coming on, man. Thanks for inviting me. I don't know. I thought the Phil Spencer interview was pretty good. I really did. I thought it was actually quite revealing and fascinating. Not just because it's clear that he, like I, am part of the Ozempic Brotherhood. Good night, buddy. Speaking of YouTube drama, you should interview Review Tech. He's been on the show before. I've interviewed him. And talk about how YouTube drama killed his channel. I mean, maybe. I mean, I will be on his show Friday. So, I might ask him. But I mean, he's got a new channel. Look, it's a difficult thing for some people, and including me at times, right? It's, you have to remind yourself that, you get flooded. I don't know where I'm going. I do know where I'm going now. You get flooded with these people insulting you and calling you out, and you really have to be reminded, depending on your friend base, that it's not really real for the most part. It doesn't really matter for the most part. And it's not like it's not like kayfabe or kayfabe in wrestling, but there's a hint of it where you don't even know how serious these people are, and it's best just to kind of go on with your day. But I get it. Sometimes you can't help it. And that's what they want. They want those moments when you can't help it. Except the real crazy ones. But that's why you get a big dog and I wouldn't say a lot of guns, but all you need is one. You'll notice my favorite gun in this game because I don't have to be very good at aiming. That applies to real life as well. Trust me, you don't want to give me like an actual gun that requires skill. The only skill is, are you close enough? And I told the guy at the store, I said, I can do that. He's like, cool, that's all you need. Don't worry about... Because I was like, well, do I have to attribute for the kick? And he's like, well, if you're close enough, just don't worry about it. Your job, if you want the gun to be effective, is to be close enough. Can you get close enough? I'm like, I think so. He's like, then you're golden. So the rest of it, I don't want to, that gun I shot on the Twisted Metal thing, no thank you. I that was terrifying. Okay, this level looks... Are Undertaker and Kane real brothers? Yeah. John McCain? All right, where am I going? Let me focus. I thought this would be a good stream game, but it's actually kind of difficult to stream this game because the level design is good, but it's not super fucking simple. And so you got to pay some fucking attention. I think I'm about to get the cool shovel though. All right, let me, here's what I think is happening with Xbox, okay, when it relates to what Phil Spencer said. I think, and I think it's very, very, very interesting. Here's what I think is happening, because he pretty much said, "Look, we're putting our shit everywhere, and we're going to compete at the hardware level." Now, this is just me reading between the lines, and maybe I'm reading poorly, but I think what he was saying, he was not saying we're just going to have the better mousetrap. Our graphics will be better. It'll load faster. I don't think you can build a console around that. A, because power has never been the defining reason consoles win the console war. But B, because you're always going to be chasing something that, everybody can do. It's just about, how much you can market, which they do terribly, how much you can spend to create it, which they have plenty of money to do. I think it's going to be more something like they're going to do the Switch version of a handheld, and it's also going to be like a tablet or a Surface. So it's like, we're not asking everybody to buy PCs, but if you buy this, you basically get the handheld Switch that docks with your TV. And it's either you can buy the Switch size one, or you can buy the Microsoft Surface size one, and you get a laptop with that. So your laptop is basically your console. And suddenly, and we're going to take a loss. We're going to make them for cheap. And in that, you're going to be able to get a lot of people who are like, shit, I get a computer and this awesome game hardware, and I get Game Pass, and I can actually use it for school or for work or for all kinds of things going on the internet, and it's not just a console. I have to assume that's what he means, because I don't think he's just thinking we're going to build a stronger, better console. I mean, that's big deal. I mean, my PC is better than any console, and if it's not today, it'll be tomorrow, and eventually it's going to stream. That's what I would say. I don't think it sounds convoluted at all, Carlos. Let me pitch it to you in a way that it could be not convoluted. Forget the fact that it's the Switch and the Surface. Let's just say, hey, this is the Microsoft, this is the Xbox, slate. Shut up. The Xbox slate. But that looks like a PC with the Surface, with it looks like a touchscreen tablet with the keyboard that flips out with the cover thing. Oh, it is. But, oh shit, you pull this back and it's got game controllers. So you can play it like that, or you dock it and it's on your TV. Right? I mean, I think the question is, are they going to be able to put the game... And I've seen it. We saw it at CES. We've seen tablets with the game controllers on it. I don't think they're going to be doing it like a Switch. I mean, unless they think that their big claim to fame is going to be, we're basically making the Switch, but for gamers. But that's already the Steam Deck, and that's already the ROG Ally. So, that would be my guess, but I don't know. I mean, what is your guess? You actually think he's just like, no, we're just going to make another box and make it really powerful? Kevin says, Jaffe, what you're saying, I guess people would just get a Rogue Ally or... Right. But the issue there would be that, at least right now, you can run Game Pass. Well, you can run Game Pass on... and SteamOS on the Ally X. And so they're either going to have to say we're going to go toe-to-toe with those guys because we can outmarket those guys. Or they're going to make a box, which I just think is stupid. Or they're going to make it more of a PC, but it's a laptop, and kind of not do the Switch, but it's still a portable laptop. Or now I saw this. Kevin, I don't know what happens to your game library. I don't think anybody cares except you. And I don't mean that like customers don't care. But that's like saying, well, what happens to my DVDs? I don't know. Buy them again. I mean, that's technology. That's always been technology. There's nothing about that is unique, right? That's just sort of what they do. But that aside, though, I don't know. What do you think it is? But to me, I would go, okay, people really like the portability of the Switch and the Ally. and they like that you can dock it and have a console. What's in between that? Oh, a laptop. People, tablets didn't really catch on like Apple wanted, but people love their laptops. People take them everywhere. And if I can basically, and you're like, well, why not just buy a game laptop? I think that's basically what they're going to be making. But they're not going to call it that. It's not going to be branded like that. It's not going to be marketed like that. Just like the Steam Deck is basically a computer. You can dock it and use it, anything Windows. But, and then that way you would be able to run Game Pass, maybe Steam OS. I don't know. But I mean, these are guesses. What are your guesses? Do you really think, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, but do you really think Phil Spencer is, and Xbox is going, hey, you know what we should do, boys? Let's make another piece of hardware. We can't sell the one we've got. We couldn't sell the last one. So let's agree to this or not. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Hang on one sec. But let's agree to this. They can't just be making another box, right? They are, for whatever you think of Microsoft, they are forward thinking enough. I'm not past you, Mute Mo. They are forward thinking enough that I don't think they are going, let's just do the same shit that hasn't been working. I mean, they might. But so to me, if it's not what I'm saying, it's gotta be something different. You know, maybe they have found a way to crack the TV thing that they wanted to do last generation, not with like actual TV, but streaming. I don't know. I had a part 1 of an FMV game, Joe. Oh, full motion video game. I'm not going to play that one again. I might play the one you've been recommending. Yeah, everybody gets a cut. When they sell on other consoles, they get 70%. If this game published by them comes to consoles, which, I mean, it is already. It comes to PlayStation, which it is. It's already on PlayStation. They're getting, I guess it's a 70% cut. All right. Set timer to 20 minutes. Yeah, but I mean, Kevin, look, I'm not sitting here saying they've got it set timer for 21 minutes. I'm not suggesting these guys have it figured out. I'm just saying, and I wouldn't put it past them to do something as stupid as just putting out another fucking box. But it's hard to believe that that's the plan. Like, really? You gonna do the same fucking thing that you failed at every... Okay. I don't think that doesn't make sense to me. But, you know. Yeah, see, I Mutant Mode, no, I'm not where you're at. Because I think you're like level chapter 5. I'm just in chapter 3. The fuck? I'm not even paying attention. Let me just kill me and let's restart. X-Wing, hey buddy. Oh, I like your name. Did you end up closing with Alyssa? Thank you for the super chat. I don't understand what you mean. She might be, I think she said she would come back on the show. But we did like 4 hours. But thank you for the super chat. Birds Aren't Real. Hey, Birds Aren't Real jumps into the Cult of Calypso. Hopefully you'll come have lunch with us this week, buddy. We're doing a lunch with Jaffe for Cult of Calypso members and higher. We'll know exactly when on Monday. It's probably going to be Thursday. But thank you, Birds Aren't Real. You get a song. One day, Birds Aren't Real said Birds Aren't Real. That's all I got, but I think it's going to be a hit. Birds Aren't Real. Thank you, buddy. Everybody welcome Birds Aren't Real with a picture of my girlfriend. I would appreciate it. Why not put out a box, though, says Darth Nugget. Because why would you buy it? Why the fuck would you? I mean, seriously, that's what they asked him. I think it was Paris that asked him that. Okay, so let's say Microsoft is going to put out another box. Who the fuck's going to buy that box? If I buy PlayStation, The only reason you would buy that box is if you want to be a console gamer and you don't have a PC and you don't want to stream and you want Game Pass. I mean, they're counting on that market being that big, because otherwise, if you're okay buying your games and they're all coming to PS5 and they're not doing any more exclusives, which is pretty much what he said, then why would you ever give them money for hardware? Go with PlayStation 6, get all their first party shit day one, and then also get whatever you want to spend $70 on for Microsoft. Well, yeah, you're saying bring back exclusives. Sure, but they're not going to do that. I mean, he's saying they're not doing that. So, I mean, you guys asked me about the interview. I'm just going off the interview. But if you're saying, yeah, I mean, that's the typical path. You would pull all your first party and your exclusives into Xbox. You can only play them on PC, Game Pass and PC, and Game Pass console. And yeah, of course. But, well, I know you're saying you have the right answer, but we're talking about the interview. You weren't interviewed. He was. And that's what he said. So, but I don't think what he said, without giving away anything else, is basically, but you actually can't say the same thing about Valve, because Valve isn't funding billions of dollars, in this case, over $100 billion in acquisitions to make exclusives. Their money comes mostly from Steam now. And so, yeah, they're making money on their Steam Deck, I assume, but they're not out there going, this is our bread and butter and our core business. And they haven't invested or spent over $100 billion in acquisitions to make those things. So that's what I would say to that. But I mean, hey, we'll see. I would love to upgrade my weapons, but I can't find a store, Mutant Mo. I've upgraded my staff or my swords, but putting out another Xbox doesn't negate Game Pass subs as long as the console doesn't sell at a loss. There's no problem, but who's going to buy it? The only problem is they're making a piece of hardware that you'd have to be a moron to purchase. I'm not suggesting that, they won't do it, but ask yourself, if you're in the market for a new game console, why the fuck would you buy it? Is what I'm saying. And I think that's what most people are saying. Okay, this is crazy. I'm not even paying attention. I got to focus. I got to get back into my Eagle Fang karate. Hang on. I know it's not karate. Shut up. Well, if the new Xbox is just a handheld, well, it won't be just a handheld. It'll dock to the TV, but it might change things, although clearly Sony's going that route with the Portal, maybe. So I just don't know. I mean, none of us know that. Because Microsoft has come out and said, yeah, we are working on a handheld, but it's not the same thing that Sarah Bond was talking about as it relates to this really impressive piece of tech that's going to be our next console. So, I don't want to Kevin, I've read your messages, but right now, unless you're talking to me or Carlos, all you're doing is kind of saying what you would like to happen. I agree with you. Okay, you're not talking to me because I'm like, yeah, sure. If Microsoft wants to go back to make exclusives, you're 100% right, Kevin. But I mean, everything they're saying, Jaffe, you moron. Everything they're saying suggests that ain't happening. I got you, Carlos. I got you, Kevin. My bad, but I am in the middle of fighting Ninja. I'm fighting the Hand and their dogs. Okay. I'm gonna upgrade this. Maybe. Did I already upgrade it? No. Oh, I see. Okay. Shut up, Kevin. Go back to your boyfriend, Kevin. Yeah, I got him. All right. Now, this is not a wall run. I'm almost certain it's not. It's not a wall run. Okay. I do struggle with some of the antiquated controls, but it's not bad. It's really not bad. I can't, Alex. I'm actually going to wrap up pretty soon. Can I get on this thing? That was dumb. Yeah, I would, and I appreciate that, but I can't tonight. I think we're going to go take a walk or watch some Matlock. Shut up. Shut up, idiot. All right, well, I don't think I can make it over there. Oh, I can do this, though. God damn it, wall run, you fuck. Yeah, the camera's a challenge, Kevin, I agree with. It's supposed to rain tonight. Oh, I hope so. Before you leave, please watch the... Where's my money? I told you I'll do it if you give me $20. Thanks, Kevin. All right, buddy. Be well, bud. Have a good rest of your weekend. Okay. No, come on, man. Oh, is Auburn playing... What is Auburn playing right now? Basketball? Because I know they're not playing football anymore. Auburn's great at basketball, though. There was a boy named Doug who wanted to say, please give me a pickle tickle for my birthday. Happy birthday to Doug. Happy birthday to Doug. Happy birthday, dear Douglas. Happy birthday to Doug. Doug. Happy birthday, buddy. Wow, what a gift, Jaffe. Thanks. Fuck you, motherfucker. No! Come on, man! Look what Doug did. Fucking Doug. Die. Hope you don't make it to 43, you fuck. All right. Let's see what we got. Come on. Marco, thank you for the super chat. Pickle tickle. You goddamn right. You goddamn right. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate it, buddy. All right, where am I going? I want to go down those tunnels, so I got to go over here, I think. I'm not even paying attention anymore. I'm not even paying attention. Wait, Caitlin Clark. Oh, well, yeah, but she's now... I mean, she's still in the NBA, right? She's still with the team. I forget where she was, but she's amazing. You goddamn right, Mutant Mo. Sometimes the best pickle tickle you can get is only $2. I mean, granted, it has to be from your sister, but still. Indiana, right. Does San Diego have a women WNBA team? If so, I'd like to go see her play sometime. I think that would be interesting. Would I have asked Phil Spencer what if I was there? I don't know where I'm going anymore. I've totally lost the train of this. God damn it, you motherfucker. All right, focus, Jaffe. Come on. Come on. I'm trying, but I'm losing steam, boys. I'm losing some steam. Pickle tickle for a nickel? Oh, well, the rhyme is what makes it art, you see. You put a pickle in the Christmas tree. When am I going to go on the Snark Tank podcast? I don't know, whenever they ask me. I've never been invited. I don't want to be so presumptuous. God damn it! I don't want to be so presumptuous just to call them, but if they want me. So who's the closest team to San Diego? I'm sure LA has a WNBA team. What is their team called? Oh, I see what I'm doing. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What question would I have asked Phil? Well, I mean, would my goal be to ask him a question, where are the sparks located? Come on, man. How hard is it? You just jump on the wall. What would my goal be? Would my goal be to ask a question that he would actually answer, or what do I really want to know from Phil Spencer? What I really want to know from Phil Spencer is basically what I said. But if you're talking about more of but an interview question that would be not about him not answering, I guess what I would ask him would be, I would say something along the lines of, it has taken you guys a very long time hello, Joker. It has taken you guys a very, very long time to get to a point where your software is potentially on the right track to be consistently quality enough and at a high enough release rate to merit the investment that you guys have put into Game Pass. But there have been so many misses on software that, for my opinion, somebody having worked in software, in video game software, you guys should have seen coming from miles away, and you didn't. But you really haven't had a significant management shakeup regarding the people who are responsible for overseeing that. And so why should the consumer who you're asking to purchase another piece of Microsoft hardware to play, why should they expect it to be any different? Especially given that the successful games that are coming are clearly coming from teams that have a history of making successful games, and they don't really need Microsoft's involvement, and they never have. If you're talking Machine Games, or you're talking Todd's group at Bethesda, or you're talking the Forza guys, which was working before Game Pass started, that's what I would ask, something along those lines. I wish Xbox would create a series of 5-hour tight games. Well, that's kind of this one. But yeah, that they own. Yeah. I guess they do. Well, they don't own this, but they are paying and publishing. Yeah, well, they would give me a PR answer, I know. And then I would probably really? This is bullshit. He can give me a PR answer, and then if they didn't kick me out of the room, I'd push back. But, I mean, ultimately, that's the thing. Your job, and I'm not a journalist, but I expect journalists that I give my time to, or sometimes money to, I expect them to ask the questions that gamers want answered and customers want answered. And, you know, if they don't answer it, then I would like to think most customers, which in a lot of cases I'm surprised they're not, are smart enough that they understand that the guy's dodging the question. So you're saying Koei published it. I saw yesterday a lot of people saying that Ninja Gaiden is first party. Maybe, are you saying it's second party? What is happening? Why am I not able to do that run? I originally agree Birds Aren't Real. I thought that was coming from Koei. Zack, it ain't me. Look, I can do the run. And I've done this run before, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's not like I'm fighting a hard boss. Right? And now, okay, so... Well, Johnny, about a series of 5-hour games, I do think that is what I don't think you're saying that literally, but the fact that it sounds like, from what the Avowed team said, it sounds like teams are starting to recognize the value or the different design philosophies that are required when you are on a subscription service. And I think what you're saying is probably one of those things, which is why I'd like to think Ninja Gaiden 4 is not going to need to be, an 80-hour game. And then that becomes interesting to me because that's really interesting. So like if you look at Avowed where they've said, apparently I didn't hear this, but somebody in the chat told me they said this, where they said that they have had to redo the opening because being on Game Pass means that they got to grab people very quickly. That will travel to any console, or any platform. But I think you're right, Johnny, that shorter games, at least a series of shorter games that keep you subscribing, that's perfect for Game Pass. But it's not so good if you're going to charge $70 for it for PS6. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. It's a glitch. Well, how do I get around the glitch? I don't think I can make the jump, right? Do I have to just restart? I hope so, Douglas. That would be great. Good for you. Yeah, but this isn't really a sequel, Carlos. I mean, technically it's a sequel, but I mean, they are basically starting from scratch with I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming Platinum was there since the beginning. I don't think we're talking about they're not like building on the engine. I mean, this game, sure, but I assume they're starting from scratch. This might actually be, who developed this game? Like the remaster. It wasn't Platinum. Man, you just can't get where I'm going. This is insane to me. Get in there, you fuck. I'll try it later tonight. By the way, heads up, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, if you're into it, we are streaming the next part of our D&D campaign with Hectorhowl being our dungeon master. It was a lot of fun. Last week, it's me. If you're on the stream and you're on the channel, you know Gina or Viadri, you know Retro Gaming Queen, you know me, you know Hector. There's a couple other guys that are great, but I don't know them on the channel that well. Okay, come on. I mean, really? Really? Yeah, Wayne, I know. I trust me. I know I haven't made it across the fucking wall, but I mean, it's not like I don't know how to do the wall run. It's bullshit. I mean, look, I got it. I can do it. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing special about it. But for some reason, I'm hitting something on this wall. And here's what I'll tell you. Now, I have done nothing but praise the fuck out of this game so far. And I still am. I love it. But this is how obnoxious the internet can be. If I made a video about this wall run, oh no, I hear you, Wayne. I don't think you're a mean guy at all. If I made a video about the wall run, instead of people actually who are Ninja Gaiden fans, it would be just like fucking Metroid. It would just be, oh, Jaffe, you're complaining about the game, and you're an idiot, and you're stupid. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck you. I'm not forgetting to jump. I'm not doing anything different. Zanko, thank you, buddy. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming back to the Diet Soda Soldiers, man. I appreciate it. Let me ask you a question, Zanko. Thank you, though, buddy. Everybody welcome Zanko back. Talk to me. As somebody who is, always trying to build the channel, you've been a member before, and then you weren't, and now you are. Walk me through the process of why you walked away and why you're now back. I just want to know for my own data entry work. Data entry? Shut up, Jaffe. You don't data entry, you fuck. I want to know for my own education and Tech Protect's education on this business we're trying to build. What is it that makes somebody, is it just like, oh, well, I lost my job, or I had to spend money on my sick mother? Or is it like, no, Jaffe, you now are playing Ninja Gaiden and I hated you before, but I love Ninja Gaiden. Like I just educate me, sir. But thank you regardless. You don't owe me that, but thank you for joining again. I appreciate it, bud. Shoot the walls. Fuck you. Fuck you, Doug. Donkey Doug, fucking good place, motherfucker. Okay, what I'm saying, Jerry, is I just did that wall. Are you saying that this wall is somehow different and I should apply something different to it? I did nothing different. And I was holding the button. Look, I know how to wall run. Well, not there. Here. Right? I can do it. You can do it. Hey, thank you, Mike, for the sticker. First sticker super on a live stream. Mike, I appreciate it, champion. I was moving to another place, so I had to cut costs. Was just that. Well, that doesn't do anything for me. I don't give a shit about that. What can I do with that information? Zanko. Idiot. Yeah, I got him, God. I understand, Zanko. Thank you, buddy. Wait a minute. The second wall isn't climbable? Okay, so you're telling me that the visual of this wall is somehow different as to how I'm supposed to approach it. All right, hang on. Just do the first and turn left. I used to talk a big game, say that there's a mod, help grow the channel, but that was drunk courage, delusions of grandeur. There you go. Okay, it's because there's water dripping? So am I just supposed to jump the gap? Nope. I'm not going the wrong way. I'm supposed to, here, look. Look, when I go over here, it'll point to the left, but I can't get to the left. Well, here, I'll show you. I got to get up there first. Hey, you're going the wrong way. It's Ridge Racer. Shut up, idiot. Yeah. Okay, right? So I can't go that way. So what I'm trying to do is go here. Right? I'd rather be a wizard, man. Absolutely. Right? And now I got to go here. And I got to jump this gap. Right? Otherwise I'll fall down there. There's nothing. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can't go in that hole there. Right? Turn left before the gap. My guess is you're fucking with me. I guess it's a self-ego boost when people talk down to others. Oh, I see. Yeah, probably. Okay, hang on. All right, let's let Zanko solve my problem. All right. All right, so I want to go down there. My logic says I need to get over to that ledge, but fine. Okay, so here I am now. And what do you need me to do? I certainly... Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Okay, so fine. I've already been down there, and I just forgot about it. But that over there, that's some bullshit. That's some fucking bullshit. That wall looks... I'm going to go check. That wall looks just like... Yeah, the only difference is there's some rain, and suddenly the world's greatest ninja... Really? Go fuck yourself. Fuck you, Phil Spencer. You're on my list. Idiot. All right. I mean, again, the water, really? Idiot. You idiot. Fuck. Okay, if it's too slippery, then give me a fucking animation. Hey, I've never been opposed to yellow paint. I've never been opposed to yellow paint. Trust me, gamers need it. But that was some bullshit. Oh, I hear you, Anthony. You are absolutely right. My bad. My bad. Sorry, let me deal with the Yeah, they should have put a wall there, especially when they're like, go this way. And then you're like, okay. Oh. Anyway, whatever. Let's move on with our fucking lives, boys. Nobody needs this bullshit. Anthony, absolutely right. That's right. Don't tell me how to run on a wall. You don't know either, Ninja Gaiden. Clearly. When running, jump, then hold to run to the next. No place is out of your reach. I would argue that there is a place that's out of my reach, and I've spent the last probably 30 minutes trying to get there. But whatever. Idiots. Yeah, my new favorite word. Idiots. Prince of Persia. Have I ever slipped on... Who is this fucker bothering me? It took me a while to figure out the arrow shit too. Because I assumed that when you let go, I mean, I like it. I dig the arrows a lot, but I assumed that when, oh, he's up there, I bet. I'll find later. Should have a meeting with Spencer. How can the, oh yeah, like Spencer's going to meet with me. Do you think when Spencer says he plays more games than he watches TV, do I believe him? Yeah, I believe him. I think the guy's a real gamer. That's one of the things I appreciate about him. I'm not saying all executives make great, I don't think all gamers make great executives, but the ones who make, let me redo this, take two. You don't have to be a gamer to be an executive in games, but if you want to be a great executive in games, I've never seen one that's not somebody who plays games, unless they're just sort of selling widgets. What happened? Oh, I see. Shut up. Shut up. I'm thinking. I'm having conversations to people. You know what, Dick? Fuck you, Ninja Gaiden. Fuck. Idiots. Did I already come this way? I have no control of the camera, so. How do I get off this wall? How do I jump to that? How do I get off this thing? Oh, there we go. Finally, some enemies. All right, I am going to have to wrap it up, boys. But thanks for hanging out with me. All the new members, welcome you guys. Great to see you. Great to have you here. I might be streaming later tonight, but we're doing some family stuff right now. But if I don't see you, I'll see you hopefully on tomorrow's D&D stream, or we are, believe it or not, I know I said this a couple times last week and I couldn't deliver this because we were doing a bunch of marketing stuff. We are back to normal streams come Monday. So, okay. Anthony, you're the one, look, not Anthony, Alex, you're the one that said to me, how much will I charge to play the trailer? If you wouldn't have asked me that, I would have played the trailer. But now you offered, it's kind of like, well, you said you're going to pay me to play the trailer. And now I'm like, all right, give me $20. I'll play the trailer and read a review. I'm going to pay him. Well, you walked into that snake pit, bitch. Maybe next time. Okay. I can't do Call of Duty tonight. Maybe later tonight I'll be back online gaming, but I can't do it right now. But I would love to, Anthony. I just can't do it right now. Living Legend, thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate that super chase. Says, what an incredible ninja drop. 2025 is already looking great. You're right. 3 Ninja Gaiden games in 1 year, south of Midnight Doom. I'm telling you, man, Living Legend, that was a great showcase. I'm looking forward to Doom. I'm looking forward to South. I'm looking forward to Gaiden. And I'm looking forward to, is Gaiden this year too? And I'm looking forward to, I don't know if I'm going to buy Expedition 33 or play it more than 10 minutes, but I'm intrigued by it. 100%. 100%. All right, though. But seriously, I am off. You guys be safe, be well, enjoy your evening, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for helping me play the game, man. Oh, and Grand Theft Auto. Come on now. You're right, Mutant Mo. All right, guys. I got to go. Bye.